Children, welcome to our YouTube channel, Math with Jiva. So this is the fourth video of area and perimeter lesson series. Right. So can you remember previous video? I promised you to bring some compound figures for you to practice all the formulas we learned so far. So what are the formulas we learned? We learned how to find the area of rectangles and squares, triangles, parallelograms and trapezium. So here I have given you a summary. So rectangle. How do you find the area of a rectangle? Length times width. Okay. Then how do you find the area of a square? All four sides are equal. So you don't have length and width separately. So area is L squared or else L times L. Whatever the length of the side times the same length. Then when it comes to the triangles, I told you how to find base and perpendicular height properly, and you can have various types of triangles. But I have drawn this type of triangle. What is the common formula to find the area of triangles? Half into base into perpendicular height. Then parallelograms, base into height, right? And trapezium, little bit longer, you want to identify the parallel sides of the trapezium and you want to add them together, right? And multiply by the distance between them and multiply by it half. So I'll repeat it. Half times sum of the parallel lines or the parallel sides times difference or the difference between them. Them refers to what? The parallel lines. So this is the summary of our previous three videos. First video we covered how to find the area of rectangles and squares. Second video we covered about triangles. Then third video we covered about parallelograms and trapezium. Today we are going to talk about compound figure. Children, what do you mean by compound figures? Tell me first of all, compound figures. Have you learned about them earlier? So let's get started to deal with compound figures. Right. So today, this one. Children, we learned rectangles, squares, triangles, parallelograms and trapezium. In this figure, can you see a specific, this is like that. Specific shape can you see? No. It's a combination of two or more than there can be two or more than shapes inside this figure. So we call these types of figures compound figures. Inside this, within it, you can find few shapes. You don't have a rectangle or a square or parallelogram. Instead, you can have few shapes, two or more than. First of all, before finding the area of these types of compound figures, what you want to do, you want to identify what are the figures or what are the shapes you can find inside this, right? What are the figures you can find? For that, what you want to do, look at the figure carefully and divide. So let's say, if I divide like this, now can you see one rectangle and another rectangle, children? Yes. Now tell me, if so, if you can see two rectangles clearly after dividing like this with a dotted line, now tell me, how do you find the area of such a compound figure? Children, it's like this. You want to do it in few steps. First of all, you want to write, let's write down the values of them. It is, this is 4 centimeters, then 6 centimeters, this is 4 centimeters and 6 centimeters, 2 centimeters, right. Okay, now look at this. Again, I am going to divide it because I change it little bit. Okay, so it's like this. Now I have 2 rectangles. Tell me, how do you find the area of first rectangle? What is the length of it? 6 centimeters. What is the width of it? 4 centimeters. Then how do you find the area of rectangle 1? So I'll write it here. Area of 1. How do you write? Length times width. Then 6 centimeters times 4 centimeters. Answer is 24 squared centimeter. So is that the full area of this compound figure? No. This is only a part of the compound figure. We found the area of this number 1 rectangle, right? It is 6 times 4, 24 squared centimeter, right? Then the next point, as I don't have enough space, children, I am going to move here. So when you are doing this type of question, you can continue to the down as you have enough space in your book, right? So as I don't have enough spaces, only I am moving to this side. The second step should be area of number 2. So again, what is the shape you can have here? It is a rectangle, and what is the length of this number 2 rectangle, children? It is 6 centimeters. And what is the width? It is 2 centimeters. Then how can I write length time width and 6 centimeters time 2 centimeters? Then it is 12 squared centimeters. So this is part 1 and this is part 2, but I want to find the area of the whole figure, or else the compound figure, right? How can I find the area of compound figure? I want to add them together, right? Before adding them, I want to show you, children. Now you have watched 3 videos. Have you noticed something? When I am working on the board, always I try to maintain the neatness. If there are equation marks, I write them in order. And when I write the numbers and letters, I'll try my best to write them in clear manner. Why is that? Because children, you are getting ready for an exam. So whoever the paper marker will be happy when you see your paper if you have done a neat work. Not because of that, when you see your own note or own book, you also feel happy. Yes, I have done a neat work. So always try to practice to do them in a neat manner. So here I want to add these 2 figures together. Before that, look what I am doing. So this is answer 1. This is answer 2. Then I'll write, now you can remember the compound figure. Now I am going to erase it. Now look at this, how I am going to write the third step. Area of the compound figure. Area of the compound figure. Then how can I write it, children? 1 plus 2. When you write like this, it's very clear. Then if you have anything wrong, let's say there is a calculation error, but you have followed the correct steps neatly and correctly, you have got the wrong answer because of it's a calculation error only. Then sometimes half marks will be deducted for that particular final answer. But you have followed the correct steps. That means, let's say in the marking scheme, marks will be allocated for each and every step. Then you can have those marks other than the mark, or let's say half marks or 1 mark for the final answer. So that's why you want to practice this neatness, and always you want to follow the steps. Then here, okay, 1 is what? 24 squared centimeters. 2 is what? 12 squared centimeters. Then my final answer will be 24, 34, it is 36 squared centimeter. This is the final answer. Here I didn't have 2 lines because these are not the final answers. So they are halfway through. So this is my final answer, 36 squared centimeters. Now can you understand, if you have a compound figure in your exam, how to find the area? First of all, you want to identify what are the shapes you can find inside that compound shape. Then compound figure. Then separate them as 1, 2, 3, whatever, however the parts you have. Let's say there are 3 shapes, you can name them as 1, 2, 3. If you have 2 shapes, you can name them as 1, 2. Then separately you can find area of part 1, area of part 2. Then you want to find the area of the compound figure, then you add them together. Right? Okay, we'll move to another example. Look at this. Okay, let's say this is 20 centimeters and this is 10 centimeters. Let's say now I have a paper. It's a rectangular shaped paper, 20 centimeters length and 10 centimeters width, children. Right. Now I want to cut, let's say, another small square. And I'm going to do a creation. So I want to cut, I want to remove a square to the right side, right? How? It's like this. Let's say it is 2 centimeters. Then this should be also 2 centimeters. Now I have cut this. So what is the remaining part? Only this. Now with this remaining or the shaded part, I am going to use for my craft. Let's say, now what you want to do, you want to find the remaining area after cutting this square. Now you want to find the area of this shaded part. In that case, what you want to do? Earlier what happened? So here, you don't have any. Why? When I was talking about the previous example, you may think for a compound figure, always we want to attach few shapes and we can have it. That's how the compound shapes will be there in my exam paper. No, it's not the way. That's what I thought to discuss this question. Look at this. In this question, you have a rectangular shaped paper out of which you have cut a small square because you want to you wanted to make a craft. Then you cut this. Now the remaining area is the shaded one. Now I am asking what is the area of remaining part. Children, any idea how we can do this? First of all, we want to find the area we had before cutting this small square. So how can I write it? Area of the original shape. What is the area of the original shape? It is length time width, or else 20 centimeters time 10 centimeters. It is 200 squared centimeters. Right? Now you know the pattern. What should I do? I want to mark this as number 1. Right? Then what will be the next step? I want to find area of the removed part. So area of the removed part, what is the shape? It is a square. Then what is the formula? Length times length. That means 2 centimeters times 2 centimeters. It is 4 squared centimeter. Now you know this should be number 2. right? Okay. Now I am going to erase this, and now tell me what should be the third point. Area of the shaded part. So, area of the shaded part should be what, children, now? Earlier we added them together. Now, it should be 1 minus 2, right? This is 200 square centimeter minus 4 square centimeters. It is 196 square centimeter. This is the remaining part. Okay, so this is how we should calculate the area of the remaining part. Earlier what we did, after adding two shapes, we had a compound shape, and how we are going to find the area of those compound shapes, right? Then next example will be, it's like this. Children, now tell me. Okay, so this is the compound figure I have. I told you, before finding the area of the compound figure, first of all you want to identify what are the shapes you can see, you can find in this compound figure. Look at this. Here, number 1 and number 2. Number 1 is a triangle and number 2 is a square. Then tell me, how do you find the area of this type of compound figure? First you write area of number 1. So it is a triangle, and what is the formula? It is half times base times perpendicular height. Then you get the answer as number 1. Then area of number 2, you know number 2 is a square. Then length times length, right? Then you get the second answer. How do you find the area of the compound figure? You want to add number 1 answer and number 2 answer together to get the final area value for this compound figure. This is very similar to example 1 I discussed, right? Okay. Let's say you have this type of thing. Okay, children, now look at this carefully. Can you see this? So, what is this one? Let's say I had a paper in a rectangular shape like this, right? Then I want to have a triangular shape for my craft now. So, I have this triangle. This is what remaining with me, right? They have not given any details about this triangle, but they have given about the paper which I used to have this triangle. So what are the measurements in the paper? They have given 4 plus 4, altogether this should be what, children? 8 centimeters, right? And look at this, this side 3 plus 3, altogether it should be 6 centimeters. They have given the information about the rectangular paper. I used to have this triangular shape, right? Okay, so now tell me, I want to find the area which I have wasted, not the part I have. Now tell me, how do you find the area which I have wasted? First of all, what you want to do, you identified it is a rectangular shape. That was the paper I had before cut this paper. If so, how can I find the area of that particular paper, children? It is length time width. Length is what? 8 centimeters. Width is 6 centimeters. And 8 times 6, it is 48 square centimeters. Right? Then, what I have done, I have removed these parts. How many parts I have removed? So they are not asking how to find, or they are not asking the area of the remaining triangle. Instead they are asking what is the area you have wasted. That means you have removed. So what are the areas I have removed, children? Tell me. I have removed this part and this part and this part. Now tell me what you are supposed to do. So you have removed this number 1 triangle and number 2 triangle and number 3. So now in this question, you have 3 triangles you have removed. So luckily you can use only one formula. What is the formula to find the area of a triangle, children? Half into base into perpendicular height. And what is the most important thing in a triangle? You want to identify the base and the correct perpendicular height. Right. So now tell me, look at 1, and if I use, so this is the triangle now I am talking about, number 1. Is it? Yes. This is the triangle I use now. So area of number 1, tell me area of 1, the formula half into base into perpendicular height. What is base, children, here? If I take this 3 centimeters, can you remember in triangles, we can have base in different ways depending on the shape of that particular triangle. In this triangle, there are 3 sides. Out of these 3 sides, here it is the base, and perpendicular height should be this. What is the length of this side, children? Here in a rectangle, opposite sides are equal in size. As this side, 4 centimeter plus 4 centimeter, it should be 8 centimeter, then 3 into 8. So how can I simplify that? Here 4, then 12 square centimeters, right? Then area of 2, again a area of 2. Then again, what is that? It is a triangle, base into perpendicular height, half into base into perpendicular height. What is the base here? 4 centimeters. And what is the perpendicular height? 3 centimeters. Then you want to multiply it by half. Half into base into perpendicular height. If so, half into base into perpendicular height. Then half into 4 into 3. It is 6 square centimeters. Right? Then the third one, you want to find the area of this third triangle. Again, base is 4 centimeters. How do you find the perpendicular height? You know the length of this side is 3 centimeters plus 3 centimeters. It is 6 centimeters. That means this should be 6 centimeters. Then half into 4 centimeter into 6 centimeter. Then 2 times 2, again 12 square centimeters. Then what is the total amount you have wasted or you have removed? 12 centimeter plus 12 square centimeter plus 6 square centimeter plus 12 square centimeter. 12 plus 12, 24 plus 6, 30 square centimeters you have removed or you have wasted. Now can you understand, children? Depending on the compound figure they have given and depending on the detail or the information they are asking, the way we look into the question will be different. First of all, whatever the compound figure, what you want to do, you want to identify what are the shapes you can find inside that particular compound shape. Hope everybody understood. So this is not enough. Actually, you want to practice more sums, right? At the end of this video series, you will be getting a lot of sums and then the final video will be the answers. So I won't release answers till you do the questions, right? So this is not the end. Next video we want to talk about circles, area and perimeter of circles. And one thing before winding up today's lesson, I want to tell you, then if they ask you to find the perimeter of compound figure, what you want to do? Again, let's say in this question they are asking the perimeter of the triangle you have. Then you want to add these three. Then let's say they are asking the total paper perimeter of the original paper you have used. Then depending on that, think about it and look at the shape carefully and identify what it is, and then identify what are the sides of each of them, then add them together, right? It is simple, so I don't want to discuss it. Then next video will be about circles, area of a circle and perimeter or the circumference of circles. Then after that I will give you questions from whole lesson, the topic area and perimeter. Final will be answers for them. So that's the end of our area and perimeter video series, right? And meantime you can watch algebra video series in my YouTube channel. Somehow, if you feel I can understand these concepts well, so don't forget to subscribe my channel and click the bell button to get the quick notification regarding my future lessons. Okay children, so we'll meet again with the continuation of area and perimeter. It's about circles. So till then, see you children. Have a nice day.